Right now, on the upside, dealing with the daunting cost of daycare. We're here to help.
Plus, the unique ways you and your family can go zero waste.
The upside, lighting up the start of your week by diving into some good news. Let's go.
It's time to look up.
Let's talk about this.
That's a great idea.
To enjoy stories showing the brighter side of life.
A catalyst for growth.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Showing good people doing great things.
This is my purpose.
Turning troubles into triumphs.
What a creative solution.
Everyday heroes rising up to inspire hope. Right now, on the upside.
Well, you're looking at the latest trailer for the new Barbie movie set out to come mid-July, and we found a story in the Los Angeles Times that kind of blew our minds and made us think, yep, that does make sense. There's so much pink used to create the sets in the movie, it caused the company that does a lot of work on Hollywood sets and the supplied fluorescent pink paint to run out of its global supply around the world. By the way, for all the parents and grandparents of little ones, the movie is rated PG-13, so maybe don't get them all excited for it because it might not be for them just yet. Well, it's for me. I can't wait to see it.
I'm excited to see it too.
It looks so cute.
Yeah, I'm referred to. They had this thing where you could do a meme of yourself online, and I was severe weather Ken, so I'm pretty excited about it.
It is perfect. I know people were saying that Ryan Gosling was too old to be Ken.
Not at all.
Goodbye to the haters. He still has abs.
Exactly.
Come on.
Well, let's begin as always with the stories from the top of our feed. The European Space Agency is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the launch of the Mars Express orbiter. Very exciting.
Yes, pictures were taken about every 48 to 58 seconds. Then they were transmitted back in over 187 million miles, which took 16 to 17 minutes per picture. The Mars Express orbiter has been going up around the planet, helping us understand what surface conditions are like and what the geology is like. It's doing research into the ideas of water and ice on Mars and the general geology of the planet. Love it.
Love it. All right, let's stay in outer space. If you've ever watched a single episode of Star Trek, you've heard of a tractor beam, all right?
Obviously.
Of course. Well, soon it could move from sci-fi to reality. See, researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder are building a tractor beam. They say it's going to work just like in the TV shows and movies. A beam of electrons would latch onto something in space and then pull it. They're testing it in this special vacuum chamber you see right there on the campus. It would be used to help remove the thousands of pieces of space debris circling the planet. And get this, the tractor beam could be ready to engage in just 5 years.
Is this where I say, beam me up, Scotty?
Yes, that is the place where you say it. Absolutely. And so much from that show has been translated into real life. iPads, they used to have those on the show for their medical research. And the flip phones, they had those on Star Trek too.
I think it was all run by the aliens. And they produced this show, and they've been to the future.
Just great ideas.
That's my conspiracy theory for the day. Yes, no, love it so much. Well, we finish off our trio of out-of-this-world stories with a message in a bottle that will end up in space. NASA wants you to get in on its Europa Clipper mission by adding your name to an original poem penned by U.S. poet Ada Limon titled In Praise of Mystery, a poem for Europa. The poem will be aboard the spacecraft when it blasts off in October of next year. The spacecraft will then travel billions of miles away to Jupiter's moon Europa, where it will investigate if the ocean thought to be under Europa's icy crust could support life. Names received before midnight Eastern Time on New Year's Eve will be stenciled onto a microchip with the poem before the spacecraft takes off. And you can read the poem, and hear Limon recite it in an animated video at go.nasa.gov/message in a bottle.
I'm going to do that today.
Yeah,
that just sounds like really fun.
I want to go to space.
Yeah, exactly. If I can't go, my name at least should, right?
On a microchip. I hope the aliens have a flash drive where they can read it.
They'll find a way to read it. Well, back down here on Earth, we now are going to move on to one of our favorite topics, saving money.
Love it.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Money makes the world go round.
And we, of course, are talking about childcare costs. The latest data just released says Americans are paying 7% more than last year. A professional finance expert gave 3 tips. Number 1, explore some home-based daycare providers or carpool with other parents and family members. They also said talk to your employer about the pre-tax flexible saving account options they offer and whether that money can be used to help pay for daycare. That's a good idea.
That is a good one.
And third, push for more flexible time at work, especially if your provider is hourly or charges a different rate by the time of day. You know, getting free a little bit earlier to pick up your kids will save a couple times a week or a month, could really add up and save you some money.
Yeah, absolutely. I always love to see those stories of when the professors allow students to bring their, little babies to class so they can finish their classes, because it takes a village, and it's such a struggle to, be able to pay for it, to make it everywhere on time, and every little bit of help makes a difference.
One of my good friends in this industry used to bring her baby to work in the newsroom in the bassinet, and then when she would come on air, it would stay in the newsroom and everybody would watch it. So it took a village.
Team effort right there. That's awesome.
Exactly. All right, everybody, it's that time to bring you a few quick stories that are just fun to know. And today, we celebrate a coming-of-age movie, you're going to know this, which fictionally took place on this date in 1985.
Bueller.
Cameron, babe, get dressed and come on over.
Bueller.
He has been absent 9 times.
Bueller.
My father spent 3 years restoring this car.
That's right, Ferris Bueller. I can hear my mom saying my name that exact same way to wake me up in the morning. On this day, he cut school for the 9th time 38 years ago. It's fun to know the late, great John Hughes, who wrote the script, he wrote it in just 6 days, and that the casting director says John Cusack was the only actor seriously considered for the role that Matthew Broderick made into a cultural icon.
And I absolutely adore that movie, Bueller. Bueller.
So many just iconic moments that come back.
Who's your favorite? I love Cameron, the friend, the owner, the dad.
I just got to go with Ferris. I never wanted to go to school, so I'm like, inspiration. Let's go.
I don't blame you. Well, speaking of Broderick, it's fun to know he and his on-screen sister, Jennifer Grey, you see her right there, were actually engaged to be married at one point in time. The wedding, of course, got called off, but the pair who played their parents met on set, fell in love, got married, and now have 2 kids together.
Wow, what a life-changing movie. I didn't know that either. Finally, it's fun to know that Broderick had a tough time doing the dancing in the parade scene because he hurt his knee filming the end of the movie where he runs through the backyards. And the construction guy who's seen dancing is not an extra. He was just doing his job. Well, he heard the song Twist and Shout and got his groove on, and a cameraman, thank goodness, just happened to catch him.
I had no idea about that.
No, I love that. And that's what makes the movie magic even better, because it's a real moment.
Absolutely. That's such, you know what, I might have to go home today and watch it. It's such a classic, timeless movie, because no matter who we are, none of us, we all dreamed about taking a day off from school
and just running away.
Really living it up. And Ferris absolutely did.
I know, living my dream one step. I know, I gotta go home and watch that. I haven't watched that movie in years, but it's just so fun and silly and joyful.
And I love that the principal could never catch them, no matter how many times they tried.
5 steps
Couldn't
behind.
catch him, couldn't catch him, couldn't catch him. It was a fantastic movie.
No, I love it. Although if my future children ever try to pull that on me, you're out.
Yeah, and don't try running the car backwards to take miles off the odometer.
That
does not work.
Spoiler alert.
Especially with a really nice car up on blocks next to a glass window overlooking a ravine. Don't do any of those things.
No, and no.